everybody. So this is another new stamp of the September 2019 release from Blue Knight Rubber Stamps. This one is called Mountain Scene. Super beautiful scene. And if you guys missed any of the cards I made earlier as part of this release, I made the Mama Bear and Friends with the Easy Northern Lights. I don't know if you guys can, the color's not picking up very well. And then for this tree line, all I did was I die cut this tree line and did that on green glossy paper. Okay. This one is the Tiger Swallowtail that I watercolored. You can see all the sparkle in there, the Spectrum Noir Sparkle inks. And then this one really came out good. This was the Silhouette Train, and this one also used the sparkle inks, as you can see there. Okay, so I will link those videos at the end if you missed any of these. This one, what I've already done is I have the stamp set up in my Tim Holtz stamp platform. You can use any stamp platform, and we're going to be inking it twice. So I've already inked it once. I did use the VersaFine Clair in Nocturne. I used my Blue Knight Rubber Stamps magnetic handle for that, and I did heat set it because I'm going to be using pan pastels today, which you can also get from Blue Knight Rubber Stamps. I will link those down below in the description for you. But you want to make sure that ink, because it's kind of a hybrid ink, it's a pigment ink, that this is very dry. Otherwise, when you go to use the pan pastels, you're going to smear it. So hopefully you guys are down close enough. Let me move you. Let's see if I can move you any closer. There we go. And give you a close-up of some of the coloring here. And I will try to answer any questions that I think about that you guys most often ask me about pan pastels. So Blue Knight Rubber Stamps sells 2 sets of pan pastels. They have a day and night and a sunrise sunset. So I believe this is the sunrise sunset, which is very warm colors. You have your red, your orange, your pink, your yellows. There's an extra color in here, which I purchased, which is the bronze. It also comes with white. I do recommend also getting the pearlescent and the blender. And then this is the day night set, which is your blues, your greens, black, and here is my colorless blender. And then I have a couple extras. They have miscellaneous colors that they also provide that you can pick up on their website. So I'm going to just basically color this in. They also have some extra tools to make it easier for coloring. I'm just going to kind of open my palettes here. And they do come in these nice palettes as well, which is cool because then everything is easy to store and put away. I just throw everything in a basket. And then I do have a bunch of little tools here in a basket, which are miscellaneous size sponges. When you get their palettes, you get this starter set, which comes with this little tool with the little heads on that. And then you want to have some good erasers. So I have this eraser, and then I have these smaller like pencil type erasers to help take off some Q-tips are in there. So some little applicators like these really help to push the pan pastels around. If you've never seen any of my pan pastel videos, it's a very easy to use forgiving medium. The pan pastels are a very highly pigmented, kind of like a chalk. I don't like calling it a chalk because it's way smoother than a chalk. There's no like dusty residue or anything. Very nice, easy to use medium. All right, so I am going to start with the mountains because I really want to leave them pretty white. I'm going to use this gray, which is called Neutral Gray. And I'm just going to kind of highlight just the creases in the mountain here. And don't worry, because I'm really not that good of an artist, as I tell you guys often. So all I do is I let the stamp tell me what I should be coloring in. And the reason I used a stamp positioning tool was because we're going to go back in and stamp over this, and it'll bring the black lines on the stamp back out again. So don't worry if you're not great at coloring. The dimensions and the detail are in the stamp. All I'm doing is following where the artist kind of put some of that extra shadowing in the mountain here. And I'm just coloring over that. This would be great for the glitter technique for those of you that are looking for holiday cards or Christmas card ideas. That you could make this you can make this into a spring card by just painting everything brown and black and green. It doesn't have to be a winter card. Think outside the box. I like using the cards as an idea, and then I think, okay, what else can I do with this? All right, so then I'm going to go in with some of the, I have a darker gray. Where is that one? Is that this one? Payne's gray, which is like a bluish gray. I'm going to take that and do a little bit of the rocks / snow here. And again, just very little highlight here. Here comes Miss Leah. Okay, so we're just adding a little bit of that gray. I'm not going to do too much fussing with this. And again, just going in with the gray, doing the rocks. If you want to thin this out, you can. You can just go in with the flat side of the tool and kind of blend some of that out. I think it looks a lot better actually doing that. Then the lines aren't as harsh. Do you want to say hello to your friends?
Hi. Can I do something?
But this is a filmed video that's going to go up in like 2 weeks. So you can go watch your computer while I do this. Watch your videos. Okay. So I know it doesn't look like a lot, but there's a little bit of shadowing in there, right? All right. So now we're going to go in and do the sky. And for the sky, Leah and I just got back from fishing. And this is the picture that I took of the lake as we were leaving. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. There we go. So what I wanted to do is kind of mimic this. So you can see that there's orange, pink, and then a light violet and a darker purple. So let's see if we can... a tiny bit of yellow there as the sun was setting. So let's see if we can mimic that over the mountain. So again, just going to go on with my smaller tools here. I'm just going to stick with these guys. They're just easy to use. And then I'm going to use the Diary Lied Yellow. I always pronounce that wrong, I believe. And just slightly tapping the yellow right in here. That's it. That's all I'm going to use for yellow. All right. And then we're going to use some of the orange, which I believe is just called orange. Yep. And we're going to kind of blend some of that in. And as we go out, I'm going to kind of do a straight line here into my horizon. I'm going to pull some of that color upwards. These little softy tools make it easy. Okay. And then we want to use some pink. And I am going to use a little bit bigger tool. This is a wedge-shaped tool. And I have a very light pink, which I believe is called Red Iron Oxide Tint. This is not part of the kit. This is one of the extra ones that I bought. This is just a very light pink, and I'm just going to pull that up, kind of give it a little bit of a base here. Might actually be too pink, too light. Okay, hold on, hon. Okay, let me go help Leah out. I'll be 1 second. See, you guys didn't even know I was gone. All right, I'm going to dip into the magenta now, which is a little bit more of a hot pink. Ooh, it's very hot pink. Now, if it's too bright or you think it's going to be too bright, I have just some scratch paper off to the side. You can always tap some of that off. You're going to gradually add your color in. And don't forget, we have that colorless blender if we need to take advantage of that. And now I think I'll just go in with some of the purple just to finish this off. So I really wanted this sunset sky, and the purple is just called Violet. Same thing, I'm going to tap some of that off. Just do the top of my sky here. Okay, now I think this needs to be blended out, so I'm going to go into my colorless blender, and I'm going to use the clean side of the sponge here. And I'm basically just going to blend all of that in. What that's going to do is just smooth out any of the streaky lines that I have and kind of blend these guys into looking a little more seamless. So now it looks more like an evening sky. And one color doesn't overpower any of the other colors. Because I really thought that magenta was just kind of taking over. Now I feel like it's a little more uniform. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. That looks pretty good. I mean, we could just leave it like that. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the blues, and I'm going to go and concentrate on the water a little bit. There's not a whole bunch of water here. But I have these two lighter blues. One is turquoise and one is turquoise tint. And all tint means is they added white to it. That's all that means. So they already did the lightning for you. Somewhere I have a blue sponge. So I'm going to, again, start with the little bit lighter blue, which is the turquoise tint. Very, very light blue. I want it to look like this icy blue water in Alaska, which is on my bucket list. Someday I'm going to go fishing. Okay, then I'm going to go in with a little bit of the turquoise, and I'm just putting that on the very edge of my sponge there. Kind of holding it straight up and down so I get that line. And I'm going to go with a little bit of this darker blue. Put that. And then I think for fun, I'm going to take some of the pearl and there's a coarse pearl and a finer pearl. It really doesn't matter. They're both really pretty. They just give that little bit of pearl shimmer to your project. I'm actually going to add it all on my mountains because we want it to look like snow. Snow-covered mountains. Okay, and then a tiny bit in the water here. I'm just going to use it to kind of blend the water. Okay, so now hopefully, I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up there. Can you guys see some of that shimmer on the mountain there? very, very pretty. So we have our sunset mountain scene with pan pastels, and it's very easy to clean this up and move everything out of the way. Now, the biggest question I get asked is, how do I like the pan pastels? How do I like setting them? So, I'll tell you guys, I wouldn't have continued to buy the pan pastels. And yes, I did buy the pan pastels because I actually got them to try them out before Lynn had gotten them with Blue Knight Rubber Stamps. She had been using them for years and then ended up signing up with pan pastels, but I reached out to try them out. So I went and bought all of these. So I wasn't obligated to use them, but I fell in love with how easy they are to use, how easy it is to blend them. I like coloring with them, and how easy cleanup is. That's what I like is, you know, there's some color on my fingers there. I literally am going to go rinse my hands underwater and it's going to come right off. I don't have to worry about inky stained hands. And if you're somebody that works on a time constraint like I normally do, it's very easy to get beautiful looks without having to get any ink out. So I don't know if that pearl's going to come through there. You can see it a little bit. So now what I want to do is I've kind of dulled it down by putting the pan pastels over it. So I'm going to stamp on it again. So I bring my stamp positioner in here. And the way that I had this lined up, gotta move my pan pastels out of the way, okay, is the bottom of the card in the bottom corner here. So I'm gonna just line that up again. Make sure everything is completely in the bottom. And then I'm gonna move you guys back up here. I don't smack the camera with the door. Okay, so again, I'm going to go in with the VersaFine Clair. I like these magnetic handles because it makes it so easy to re-ink. I don't have to worry about fumbling and dropping the ink pad. In fact, I find when I stamp now without the handle, I do drop the ink pad. It just gives you that little extra grip. All right, now hopefully I put my paper in the right place and this will line up correctly. Ooh, I have pearly sparkly nails for this. I didn't even think about that. Oops, bumped it anyway. Let's try that again. Okay, and now you can see our stamped image looks stunning. Let me pull that off of here. Now again, that ink is not completely dry, so we want to be careful when we take it off of our stamping platform. And I'm just using a little Cricut spatula here because I find that gets under the paper without warping anything. By the way, I use Neenah Solar White. This is cut down to 5 1/4 by 4, and you can see it's the perfect size. So all right, I'm going to set that aside to dry. While that's drying a second, clean my stamp off. Someone asked me what I'm using to clean my stamps off. I just use a microfiber towel. Yes, they get stained, they get grungy, they're not exactly pretty, but I don't buy wet wipes anymore, guys. I mean, I have wet wipes, but I got to tell you, these wet wipes are probably, these are at least a year old. I don't buy wet wipes anymore because I don't need them. I use my microfiber towel, and I use a little bit of that Hero Arts Ultra Clean, and that's it. And I don't get any residue or anything. So you can buy like a 6-pack of microfiber towels at your local, in your local auto section of like your Walmart or Target or whatever. And then when they get grungy, I just throw them in the wash. And then easy storage, the stamp just sticks back on there, and then I stick this in the basket. There's no fumbling, no cases to put it in. I just put it in the basket, and then if you wanted to stamp a sentiment on here, you could. I'm just going to hit it quick with the heat tool. Okay, and then I'll show you guys how I set it quick because that's the #1 question. Now, if you guys have seen any of Michelle's videos, who also is on the design team, she uses Nexus hairspray. Anything that can set it in will work. I just have this little spray box, and then I have this little can of Krylon clear spray. And this is glossy, but you can get matte. The paper soaks it right up, so it's a few short squirts. That's it. Done. And now they will be set and they won't rub off. And like I said, a lot easier to use and than chalks, in my opinion. Highly pigmented. A little bit goes a long way. Of course, you want to spray that in a ventilated area. Now, once this is dry, and it won't take long to dry because the paper really soaks that spray up, we will have a beautiful sunset mountain scene. Okay. If you guys have any questions about anything I used, I will link it down below for you. Any questions or comments, I always read you guys' comments. Please post them down below. If you like this video, I appreciate your thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, I'll put a subscribe button over here. You can click the bell to get notifications when I post new videos. And if you want to see any of the videos on the other cards that I made, this Northern Lights technique was probably the most fun. This butterfly is so sparkly pretty. And then, I gotta say, I'm really impressed with this one. I didn't know if I was gonna like this one, but I really like the way this one came out. So fun, so cute. For any age. What a great card. What a great, like, grandpa card, right? But anyway, so there we go. Those are the new stamps that I got from Blue Knight Rubber Stamps as part of the September 2019 release. Again, this one is called Mama Bear and Friends. By the way, there's a lot of little critters with that set. Let me show you that one. I put it. I was cleaning my desk the other day, which is never a good idea because then I don't know where anything's at instead of just leaving it out. And I seriously just put everything in my little basket here. And oh, here, right in front, of course. So look at how cute this set is. Mama Bear and Friends. This is the bear set I used, but think about using it in conjunction with this mountain scene. So we have this mountain scene, right, which I just stamped out here. Think about using the little deer. How cute would they be in there? We have little penguins, great for this winter scene. We have a little Mama Bear and Friends. And then we have these coyotes. I think I called them wolves before, but they're coyotes. Okay? But two great stamp sets that could easily be combined together and used. All right, guys. So again, we have Mama Bear and Friends. We have the mountain scene. We have the tiger swallowtail butterfly, which comes with a large and a small butterfly. We also have the silhouette train. So those are the 4 stamps I got as part of the design team, but there are many, many more. Check out Blue Knight Rubber Stamps. I will link them. If you are not part of the Facebook page, it is Fans of Blue Knight Rubber Stamps. Check that out as well. And as always, thanks for watching and keep on stamping. Bye, guys.